Welcome back. My guests tonight are two seniors from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida who are part of the Never Again movement, a group of students working for gun control and school safety. Please welcome Delaney Tarr and Carly Novell. Welcome. You guys have been through a lot. Thank you for being here. After a tragedy like this, what are you guys hoping the response will be?
I think there should be legislation to give us a step in the right direction, something small to start towards gun control.
I think we've made it very clear that we've been fighting for common sense gun laws. We want people to stop getting shot. We want children to stop dying at the hands of AR-15s and semi-automatic rifles. So we're working towards more common sense gun regulations.
Yeah, now, you know, I'm an adult. I've been through this. No offense, but I put in my time. I've seen this before, and what Americans do is we think, we pray, and then we move on. Wiser and, well, at least wiser.
Yes.
Why are you guys mucking that all up?
Well, as we've discovered, thoughts and prayers generally don't protect you from gunfire. The thing that protects us... We're being given a platform, and we have a voice that is unprecedented. The victims of Sandy Hook, of course, were children, so it was the parents speaking out, and Columbine didn't have social media to use as a platform. But we have those things, and we're using them to our advantage.
This feels like a fully formed movement already. It feels new, though, to most of America. How is it so fully formed?
Gun control has been a movement for a long time, and now we're all speaking out on it. So we all know about it, and I think in the past few days we've become more well-researched on it.
That's the problem, all right? This is, if I can give you one piece of advice, research is gonna get you nowhere. Don't bring a well-researched argument to a gunfight, all right? You bring passions, you fight over symbols. A gun isn't a gun, it's a flag. That's how Americans want to deal with guns. We don't ever really want to talk about guns. Guns are confusing and what have you. We want to talk about liberty. And why do you guys want to take away my liberty?
Well, we're not taking away your liberty, actually, and that's something that we have tried to make clear time and time again. We are not taking away anyone's liberty. We are not just completely barring the Second Amendment from existing. That is not our goal. Our goal is, of course, to let our younger siblings, to let our cousins, to let the children that we know in our lives to be able to go to school without having their school shot up. That is ultimately, that is our goal, to make the world safer, to make our country safer, because this is an American issue. And we've seen so many other gun legislation be passed through in other countries, and it has worked.
Yeah, but is gun control the answer? Wouldn't more guns in schools make you feel safer? Wouldn't having a teacher who has access to a gun, isn't that going to make schools safer?
That's going to school in a prison and having your teachers be your prison guards.
Yeah. We've said in terms of that, in terms of metal detectors, in terms of fences, which is just a strange solution to me.
Americans love walls.
That much is known. We have said that those are temporary solutions for a much bigger issue. They are the equivalent of putting a Band-Aid on a stab wound, because they don't ultimately fix things. We'll slap this on there, we'll see how it goes, and that doesn't even work for every school. Our school is an open-air school, so we cannot put metal detectors. Arming our teachers, we have older teachers who are not capable of handling guns. We don't know if we'd feel safe having teachers with guns, because students can access those. There's many ways that it could go wrong. And we'd rather than focus on something small like that, to focus on addressing the much bigger issue of, we have people accessing guns that should not be accessing guns. We have people doing things that should not be able to be done.
Also, it's not even just in schools. You can't have a metal detector everywhere you go. We go out every day, and you shouldn't have to live in fear of going outside.
Well, maybe that's the issue. You kids, you want to go outside all the time. That's crazy. When I was a kid, I stayed inside. I made a purposeful choice not to have friends, and I stayed inside. Thank you. Carly, you've gone on the attack. Tommy Lahren posted something online recently, and you responded somewhat harshly, which is tough because she's fragile. What did she say that got you so upset?
She told us we had to wait to talk about gun control when waiting is what got us to this point. Waiting after every shooting is the reason why nothing ever changes. So we're trying to talk about it right now and keep talking about it until something changes.
When is the right time to talk about gun control?
All the time, not just after a shooting.
Can we push all the time back like a month?
If you want a specific date to talk about gun control, if there are so many people that aren't willing to address it, here's a date. March 24th, the March for Our Lives. That is an unavoidable, predetermined date to talk about, to address, and to fully change gun reform and gun control.
March 24th.
March 24th.
I'm gonna write this down and say it so I know not to be there. March
Right.
24th?
It'll be in every community too, so it'll be hard to avoid.
March 24th. you
March
say.
24th.
March 24th.
March 24th.
I'll remember to forget that date.
Yes, yes.
You're from Florida. A lot of the legislators in Florida have taken money from the NRA to not push gun control. I have a briefcase underneath the desk right now with $8,000 in it. It can be yours. All you got to do is drop this whole thing.
See, we're trying to decrease the magic of being bought out by interest groups. We're trying to make that the badge of shame here, because ultimately the NRA is what is letting these things happen, because they are funding these politicians, they are giving millions of dollars, and we want that to be known. We want the names of those politicians, we want them to know how much money each politician is taking so that they can know that they can do better. They can stop taking money and that there is room for improvement, and we're willing to work with them on that.
Well, I mean, it's a lovely badge of shame. It can buy so many things that you might be into, like fidget spinners.
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods?
Tide
I
Pods.
knew it. I knew it. Delaney Tarr and Carly Novell. The fight continues.